Okay, this is the famous Taj Mahal, piece 209. It has two images. Got a very long identifier. I would say to know that it's in Agra in India and that the architect is Lahori. It was made in 1632 to 1653. 20,000 people worked on it from that 17 years. And it is stone masonry and marble with inlay of precious and semi-precious stones, and we're responsible for the gardens as well. These two images show us the exterior, and then this is the interior where we have two people buried, and let's learn about that. The context first. The Taj Mahal is not something new to architectural history of India. There have been other mausoleums, like you can see here, and the Taj Mahal mimics that one. More context, the Taj Mahal is found in Agra in India, which is right here, and it is in a Muslim empire, the Mughal Empire. It's our second piece in the Mughal Empire. You may remember piece 208, Jahangir prefers Sufi sheikh to kings. And in that video, I showed you this image. This is Jahangir, and he was weighing his son. Well, this is his son, Shah Jahan, that we're learning about in this piece. Shah Jahan was 15 years old when he met this woman, Mumtaz Mahal. She was 14 at the time. They met in a palace bazaar, a marketplace. He fell in love with her, wanted to get married to her. They became engaged, and they had to wait 5 years to get married. They got married in 1612. Shah Jahan would marry 8 women, but of the 8 women, it was Mumtaz Mahal that he was most in love with. So this Taj Mahal functions as a mausoleum, a burial place for Mumtaz Mahal, who Jahan absolutely loved. And Shah Jahan is buried right here next to her. And you can see that's pretty asymmetrical. She is buried right over the very center top of that onion dome. And it was thought that he was going to build a black marble mausoleum opposite her, but it didn't happen. And so his son, Aurangzeb, had him buried right here. So this is also to represent, in terms of function, her, Mumtaz Mahal's house in paradise. So, and here's the view of showing us all the inlaid precious and semi-precious stones. This is marble. This is a marble screen that surrounds them. This whole thing right here is what I'm talking about. And so it's carved marble that surrounds these two graves. The form is probably the largest of the pieces, the form and the content. It is a very symmetrical piece of architecture, and that is what makes it so profoundly attractive to everyone. It is as tall as it is wide, and the dome is equal to the front facade. And then the 4 minarets here provide this vertical and horizontal balance. And this is a cool picture looking up at the minarets. On the top of the minarets, there are what are called chhatri, and here is there are 4 chhatri also up here at the top surrounding the dome. And these chhatri are 8-sided. They're supposed to be like parasols. They're little rooms though, and they are inspired by Buddhist architecture. So while this is an Islamic design, it also has ideas from other religions and areas of Asia. So here is a chhatra. It's like a parasol, and these are 3 different discs on this chhatra, and that's what these chhatri are kind of mimicking. More symmetry. All four sides of the Taj Mahal are exactly the same. And then the dome itself is called an onion dome. It's meant to be what Prophet Muhammad envisioned as the throne of God, which he thought would be seen as a pearl surrounded by minarets. More form on all four sides of the Taj Mahal. There are these big iwans. They're just like the iwans that we saw here at the Great Mosque in Isfahan. They don't have makwarnas though, but they have different pieces of marble that make them look pretty interesting. Then in terms of content, this Taj Mahal is part of a complex. So here is the tomb called the Taj Mahal. And this image right here shows us the entry to the Taj Mahal, which is right here. So this is the main gateway. You go in and you can see that these are Shar Bagh, or they're called Shahar Baghs as well. And these are four gardens that reflect paradise. So they're equally sized and they're divided by the four rivers of paradise: honey, milk, water, and wine. And the idea here is also that if this is the tomb for Allah, this pearl surrounded by minarets, it's also established on this axis. And this would make it more appropriate for the throne of Allah. We're going to be seeing in Asia lots of tombs and religious buildings built on this axis. Okay, just a reminder here of the Shar Bagh that we saw also in the Alhambra, where we have four gardens divided by four rivers. Paradise is what that is meant to be. And then in content, a real big idea for the Taj Mahal is this inlay of precious stones from all over China, Tibet, Afghanistan, and Sri Lanka, all over Asia, that have been placed in the marble that has been carved out. So you can see that this intricate work, no wonder 20,000 people took 17 years to make this. And if those semi-precious and precious stones weren't enough, we have a 36th surah, or chapter of the Quran, that has been made here in marble. This is called Petra Dura. It's an Italian term, and it means to carve out of marble and then place into it more marble or stone. So this is calligraphy that has been perfectly carved out and replaced with stone. That is amazing. And here's the front showing us a lot of that inlaid stone and verses. Okay, so this is the Taj Mahal. This is Shah Jahan and his wife, and the inlay of precious stone can be seen here with their graves. The use of water is also something I haven't mentioned, but the water leading us on this axis to the Taj Mahal, a great use of water, just like at the Alhambra. This is in Agra, India, and the architect is Lahori. 17 years, 1632 to 1653, to make this. It's made of stone masonry and marble with the inlay of precious and semi-precious stones, with gardens in this whole complex.